Hey Cowboys Nation, it's Alex back again with another huge update straight from the Star, and before we jump into this breaking story, I need to ask you something really quick. Most of you who watch my videos every single week still haven't subscribed. Why not? Come on guys, hit that button right now, join the family, and never miss the biggest Cowboys news, because trust me, this season is already shaping up to be something special and I don't want you left out. Alright, let's dive into today's big story, because we've got a mix of good news, excitement, and also some real concerns for the Cowboys' rivals, the Washington Commanders, and this one is going to shake up the way we look at Week 1 and maybe even the entire season. So, hey race, what we're hearing from inside sources and NFL insiders: Micah Parsons, the heart of this Cowboys defense, the engine that makes everything run, the guy who terrifies quarterbacks across the league. The Cowboys are confident he's going to play Week 1. Yes, you heard that right. After all the whispers about his status after those injury scares and the questions around whether he'd be ready, the Cowboys believe Parsons will be on the field in full force when the season kicks off, and if you're a Dallas fan, that is exactly what you needed to hear. Now let's talk about why this matters so much. Parsons isn't just another piece on defense, he is the identity of this defense and honestly of this entire team. When Micah is out there, quarterbacks don't sleep easy. Offensive coordinators lose their minds trying to figure out how to block him, and fans can just feel the energy shift from the first snap. He's that kind of player, and when we were hearing rumors of him being limited or maybe not ready for Week 1, you could just feel the air get sucked out of Cowboys Nation. But now the confidence from the Cowboys front office and insiders is clear. They expect him on the field, and that changes everything. Think about it. Week 1 sets the tone for the season. If the Cowboys can start strong, if Parsons is flying around making plays, it gives the entire roster a shot of belief and momentum, and you already know this team feeds off energy, confidence, and that edge Parsons brings. If he's there from the very first game, it feels like this defense can start right where it left off, making life miserable for opponents. Now, before we dive deeper, let me ask you guys a question, and I want you to drop your answer in the comments. Do you believe Parsons will be 100% ready to go for Week 1, or do you think the Cowboys might be rushing him a little bit? I want to hear your take, because this is one of those situations where fans can see both sides. You want him out there, but you also want him healthy for the long run. Now, while we celebrate that bit of good news about Parsons, we also have to take a look across the division, because the Washington Commanders are not feeling as confident as Dallas right now, and Cowboys fans, you're going to like this. Their 2025 outlook already has some big concerns, and if you're a Cowboys fan dreaming about owning the NFC East again this season and beyond, the Commanders' struggles could play right into Dallas' hands. So what's going on with Washington? Well, according to the latest reports, insiders around the league are raising real concerns about the Commanders' roster depth, their quarterback situation, and even their coaching staff direction. When you stack that up against what Dallas is building, it almost feels like two franchises moving in opposite directions. The Commanders have questions all over the field, starting with quarterback, and if you don't have that answer in today's NFL, you're already playing catch-up. Compare that with the Cowboys, who know Dak Prescott has the experience and stability while also having a young superstar defense led by Parsons, and you see why Dallas feels confident. But hey race, the thing too, it's not just about the roster, it's about culture, it's about leadership, and the Cowboys, despite all the drama we sometimes talk about, have built a culture around winning, especially on defense. The Commanders, meanwhile, are still trying to find their identity, and when insiders are already calling out their concerns heading into 2025, you know it's not just small talk. There's smoke, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Now let's circle back to why Parsons being ready for Week 1 is such a big deal, not only for Dallas, but for the entire NFC East, because if Parsons is healthy, this Cowboys defense is immediately one of the best in football again. And when look at the Commanders and even the Giants struggling with major roster holes, it puts all the pressure back on the Eagles to try to keep pace with Dallas, and honestly, that's exactly where the Cowboys want to be, with the division running through them. But let's be real for a second, Cowboys Nation. I know some of you are nervous. I can already hear it in the comments. Some of you are going to say, sure, the Cowboys are confident Parsons will play, but what if he's not 100%? What if they're just saying this to keep opponents guessing? And that's fair, but hey race, why I think the confidence is real. The Cowboys medical staff is usually very cautious when it comes to star players. They don't just throw guys back on the field unless they Believe it's safe, and hearing the insiders use the word confident, not hopeful, not optimistic, but confident that Parsons will play tells me the team truly believes he's ready. And think about it, Parsons is a competitor. This is a guy who wants to be on the field no matter what. He hates sitting out, he hates watching from the sidelines, and if he feels ready and the team doctors clear him, you know he's going to be flying around out there week one, and that is exactly the kind of mindset you want leading your defense. So let's look at the bigger picture, because this is more than just Parsons' health. This is about what kind of statement the Cowboys can make early on if Dallas goes out week one with a fully healthy Parsons. And this defense makes a statement. It's not just about winning that game, it's about sending a message to the rest of the league that the Cowboys are for real this season. No more excuses, no more waiting around. It's go time, and Parsons is the symbol of that energy. And guys, let me paint you a picture. Imagine week one kickoff, the crowd is roaring, the opposing quarterback lines up, and on the very first defensive series you see Parsons come flying off the edge. The quarterback barely escapes, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe Parsons gets the sack. The stadium explodes. The sideline erupts, and suddenly every single doubt about whether the Cowboys were ready is gone. In that moment you feel the tone of the season being set. That's why this update is so important now. When we look over at Washington again, the contrast couldn't be more clear. Instead of confidence and excitement, the Commanders are facing questions and doubts. And if you're a Cowboys fan, you have to feel good about that, because this is a division where rivalries matter. Every game counts double, and if your biggest rival is already dealing with concerns about 2025 while you're gearing up with confidence for week one, that's exactly the kind of advantage you want. But before we wrap this up, I want to know what you guys think. How big of an impact do you think Parsons playing week one will have on this season? Do you think it's the difference between a good defense and a championship defense, or do you think the Cowboys can survive without him if needed? Drop your answer in the comments, because I'm really curious where Cowboys Nation stands on this. And as always, if you've been watching this far and still haven't subscribed, come on, what are you waiting for? Hit that button right now and join the family, because I'm bringing you updates, breakdowns, and insider stories every single week, and you don't want to miss it. So to sum it all up, Cowboys Nation, the Cowboys are confident Micah Parsons will play week one, and that news alone should have you fired up. Meanwhile, the Commanders are already dealing with serious concerns heading into 2025, and when you put that all together, it feels like Dallas has a real shot not just to start the season strong, but to dominate the NFC East. And maybe more. The season is going to be a roller coaster, and we're going to ride it together. So make sure you're locked in, because we'll be here breaking it all down for you every step of the way. All right, Cowboys Nation, that's it for today's update. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex, and I'll catch you in the next one. But until then, stay hyped, stay ready, and let's go Cowboys.